Our second single family presenters are going to be James and Annie. If we could give them a big warm welcome. Welcome. I'm going to give you this microphone in just a second, and I'll try not to grab it back from you too much. But I just want to say that James and Annie's story is a little bit different, and everybody comes about their real estate investing in a little bit different way. We're going to showcase some of their properties that they've acquired since becoming members, but they also kind of made some of their past primary residences into rentals as well. And I noticed one slide in here where you got a lot of equity capture that we're going to need to pull out and keep going, okay?
I'm James. I'm a telecom engineer.
I'm Annie, and I'm a family medicine nurse practitioner.
Lori talked about our primary residence become one of the rental property. Back in 2008, like David said, when the market crashed, we used to live in Little Elm. If any of you know Little Elm, it's about a few miles east of Denton. We moved there in 2002. It was a small town with the cows and horses and stuff. We liked it. We raised our kids there. And by the time in 2008, we needed to move out from there. And we listed the house to sell. Nobody wants to buy the house. I couldn't find a buyer there because the market crashed. So my agent said, why don't we list it to rent it? And I had no clue how this to get it done. But he said, I'll help you out. And he listed it, and that's become a rental property. We moved to Coppell, and that's why we become so-called accidental landlords. And we moved to Coppell, and we have 3 kids, and Elizabeth, David, and Sarah. Elizabeth is here. And with the 3 kids, as they are growing up, our 3-bedroom house, we thought it would be better if we could get a 4-bedroom house. And we found right across in the same street, there is a 4-bedroom house for sale. And that was a HUD home. Some company purchased it, and they renovated it. And I purchased that house and moved there. And the second house we turned into a rental property. So we had 2 rental properties, and things were going okay. I didn't have any cash flow. I didn't know what was cash flow either. I used to get the rent pretty much. I used to pay the mortgage and the stuff. I wasn't making anything. I thought as long as I don't need to put any money from my pocket, I'm okay.
Bingo, that's what most people think.
Exactly. And I never increased the rent either. They would teach you everything about that. You have to thank the tenant, your residents, by increasing the rent. I thought if I increase the rent, when the lease ends, they run away, then I need to find another tenant. So being in Dallas for almost 30 years, I listened to the radio. So one day I heard about Dell on the radio, and that sounded like it makes sense, I thought. Then we had a workshop here with John Pry on a Saturday morning. I didn't even tell Annie where I was going, because if I tell her, she said, no, you're not going there. So I came here, and on Saturday attended the John Pry's workshop. I think this works, and I've been doing some things, but I'm not doing it right. So I joined as a Freedom member in July 2019. And I attended David's 2-day seminar. I attended Dell's seminar. And then another seminar came in December. I told Annie, why don't you come and listen and see? I think I need to join as a preferred member. Before I joined, if you want to come and see, I'm not doing something stupid. So she came.
Yeah, he was telling me about he wanted to become a preferred member. And then I was like, okay, this must be a scam. They're slowly scamming you. And so I came here with the intention to really, protect him from losing that money. But then after I heard David Fisher's, the way he had presented how lifestyle way of investing your money in houses and then raising the health of the houses. I mean, I'm a family medicine nurse practitioner, so kind of like for me, it's like a health of the house. Your house is kind of like the crooked teeth and all those dirty, all those houses. At first, it was like, what is that? But then the way he kind of presented it, and then there were case studies, and all that kind of made sense. And then the way David presented the genuineness, and it was very honest, and the antenna of danger, that didn't go up. So that's how I kind of got into it, and I gave him the green light, and we are in now.
We so appreciate you guys coming up. This is all about their story. This is not about, trying to convince anyone. This is just listening to real people and how this is changing your life and switching around the mindset that we've had and grown up with all along. So accidental landlords, many people come in that way and they realize, hey, this real estate thing's the way to go. And they don't even realize how much better you could be producing and growing your real estate portfolio. So you actually got this Shorewood property as an intentional investment. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
I got that from the email blast, and Sam, the real estate agent, this was in May 2020, where the COVID started, and nobody's doing anything, buying anything. Everybody's staying back. Then I saw this, and we couldn't go inside the house either. There was a tenant lives there, and this came as a wholesale purchase. And Sam said, "Go look at it and see, and then we can proceed." So I drove there 7 o'clock in the morning because I had to go to work, right? So before that, I drove there, stayed in the road in my car, and I looked at it. Then I looked at, it's a good, nice neighborhood. House looks pretty okay. Anyway, we have 7 days where we make a commitment when they inspect. We can, if we don't like it, we can move back out. So that way, I said, Sam, let's proceed. We'll go into it. Yes, it did look pretty ugly. Yeah, inside I had the general contractor helped me out. They did pretty much everything to rehab that property. It came out pretty good. Exactly. The kitchen, yeah, look at the bathroom on the left side and the one on the bottom. We rehabbed that. It came out pretty good. And the living room on the top and the one at the bottom.
Again, I just want to point out, when you look at these pictures, please see that the bones are all still the same. They still kept that, what is it, a fake fireplace, bookcase, something or other there. They painted it fresh and pretty. That's it. Just don't overdo it. They followed the model to a T, get a nice renter in there that's going to provide them with a safe, reliable place in which to live. And so you guys did a fabulous job on that. Let's look at the numbers.
Yeah, we got the purchase price was 136 and appraised to 206, and we got 80%. And I have a cash flow 361. This was when this slide was created like a few months ago, but now we added another $50 more to the rent, and now it's $411. And this is after I'm using a property management. They are managing the property because this is about 30 miles from my home. I don't want to drive all the way up there. I have other properties I manage myself.
So even with the property management fee baked in there, you were cash flowing 361, and of course rents are going up in the metropolitan area, and so you were able to increase when it came time to renew. Did you keep the same tenant?
Yes, the same tenant. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. This is another house a friend of mine was selling it. It's a huge house, not the 3 bedrooms normally the lifestyle recommend. I was looking to buy another 3-bedroom house, and 3-bedroom houses were selling like hotcake. Couldn't get it, too expensive. And this one, even though it's a big house, I got the per square footage price was much less. And when I put the numbers together, I get cash flow much more than the other one. That's why I purchased this. I didn't have to do anything because this house was the previous owner kind of rehabbed and he was selling it. And I purchased it. I got a tenant within a week and I get pretty good cash flow on that. And this is the first house, our primary residence in Little Elm, that we turned into a rental property. And 2 years back, I refinanced and I took almost a big chunk of money out of that. And I still have tenants there. Yes, I have one more. This is another one. This is the second house we moved from Little Elm to Coppell, and I sold this in 2020, and this was purchased in 2008. Between 2000 and 2020, I almost got 80 to 100% more money in that property. Oh yeah, yep. Exactly.
Sold the one in 2020 and you've got 3 left now, and this is the slide that I wanted to talk about. Number one, you're doing fantastically with your annual cash flow. You're making $16,000 a year for doing nothing, basically. But look at all that equity I see sitting there that could go toward more multifamily, more.
Yes, this is actually probably 6 months ago. I missed a few sessions. I couldn't come. So right now, the equity probably much more than that for those 3 properties. It's going up. Believe me, I get called a couple of times a week, investors asking, do you want to sell this property, that property?
You know, it's important to know that when we teach you how to invest, single family is all market driven. And when we teach you how to invest, that's icing on the cake. When you get appreciation, we're just very happy and we're peeing our pants excited about it. But the thing is, I can't pull that off as easily as you for some reason. But the thing about it is the numbers work even without that appreciation. We're just hooping and, we're just jumping for joy when we get it. But we don't ever want to speculate and think that the wave is going to continue or anything like that. We're just happy getting in at good, solid numbers that we're not speculating on. And then we just eat the cake when the icing gets thicker.
Well, after joining Lifestyle, the equity has increased, the monthly cash flow, which before that I didn't know anything about it. I was just making it even cash flow, and the property value appreciated. And also, both of us are working. We have W-2, so the depreciation for the tax is really helping with these 3 properties. Yep, we had the team, Rick Johnson. And he moved to San Antonio. He said he moved to San Antonio. That's in Florida, not in Texas. Yes. And Sam, who's the agent, he helped me out to find the property. And Noble Mortgage was the hard money lender. And then I did the conventional loan with Guarantee Bank. And the inspector, we used the Greenworks Insurance, CNC Insurance. And the contractor, finishing touches. They are the great team. They did all the heavy work. I didn't do anything for that property there. No. Yeah. And I'm using the property management company, Omni Keys. They are managing one of the properties. The other 2, I manage pretty close to my house. No, I don't. Well, next, enjoy the cash flow in the current single family properties and continue to grow the multifamily passive. Currently, we are in about now it's in about 12 deals, over 1,500 doors, and the plan is to retire from W-2 jobs, more time with family and friends.
How large is your family?
We have 3 kids. All 3 are adults. 2 are in still college. The oldest one is here. She's working. She started working.
And I have a passion. I'm an artist too, in addition. So I have a passion for painting. So hopefully someday we can just continue, start painting again. And then I want to volunteer as a healthcare provider in local clinics and quit. Not that kind of fainting.
And I think that's wonderful. I love it when people will share their passions and what they actually want to do. I know my husband, I keep telling him, let's retire, let's retire. I've built up the real estate portfolio. You know, I've made you wealthy, dude. And he says, well, what would I do if I didn't work? So he continues to work. You've got passions to pursue. I love that. Lifestyles unlimited. That's the whole key here, is to find a lifestyle that suits you. Any questions for James and Annie? Oh.
Question. Could you go back to your what was it? Your data sheet with the numbers on it? Yeah, no, keep going back. Right there. So the out-of-pocket cash. But how did it add up from the closing costs and is that the rehab costs?
Okay, well, that was a great question because it can be confusing. We have to remember that we are leveraging other people's money when we go into these deals. So this is financed, and so it's all baked into what the lender is going to loan us on the after repaired value. So they're loaning us off of $206,000 appraisal when we're just buying it for $136,000. So we're getting that money up front. So that's what. Without belaboring it, you know, but that's it. You've got to know some financing strategies because the less you put into the deal, the greater your returns are. So that's a wonderful question that you asked. Anyone else have something? Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much for sharing your story and your experience. You're doing a fabulous job.